Hi, good evening. My name is Dr. Brian Ramsey, and I'm the owner of Wildcat Soaps and Candles. Tonight, I'm going to give you a little bit of a treat here on what it takes to slice our soap. And as you can see here, I've got a bar in front of me, actually a loaf in front of me. And over here to my right, your left, you're going to see other loaves that we've created. There's many different kinds here. I'm not going to go through those, but this is the same process we use for all of our loaves. Now, our bars of soap are about 1 inch thick. And so this is my cutting machine. And you can see that there's actually a wire that goes across here. And that's what slices it. This soap is not very hard. If your soap is real hard when you're slicing it, you've waited too long to slice it. So after I pour my soap, I wait a day, 24 hours, and then I slice it. Sometimes the soap is a little soft, sometimes it's a little more firm. Either way, go ahead and slice it. And the reason why you let it cure for 3 weeks is because you want the water to evaporate. You want that to be gone because that helps to harden the soap. The harder the soap, the longer it will last. So when I'm actually cutting my soap, the first thing I do is I check my measurement, which I've already done. I know it's 1 inch wide. And I also just make sure it's clean from the soap cutting before. So I just brush it all the way. So I use pins. These push pins is what I use on my paper to kind of hold it down. And so I've taken those out. And so now what I do is I simply fold up the paper and I pull this out. Let me set this to the side. So now that I have this, I now pull off the paper. Sometimes it'll make a mess. And then I'll pull this up. And so now this is my full loaf of soap. Now this particular scent is lemon. So what I typically do is I'll fold these in a little bit. And sometimes with your soap, you're gonna notice that your edges are real ragged, real jagged. And so what I do is I take, this is my own little peeler that I've got. And I just run it along that edge to kind of clean it up a little bit. And you can see that edge looks a lot better now. And so I do that on both sides. Now I don't actually do it on the ends because what I'll show you in a minute is I always cut off a little piece on the end because it's typically not that straight or that, that clear cut. So and when I do, we'll just throw this away. All right, so now here's my soap loaf, and I just measure, and I mean, when I'm this first cut, I mean, I take off as little as possible, 1/8 of an inch, and I really just eyeball it, so about right there, and I just slice it. So this is what I typically use for my samples, so when people walk up and they want to smell the soap, they'll actually be able to smell these. So I just line these up now. And I just slice them one at a time. That's a very pretty yellow. It's got a little bit of a bronze on top. The type of mica that I use has a little bit of a shimmer on it, and that's why that you see it on top. Okay. And so I'll just do that for the entire loaf, and I typically get about 22 to 23 pieces per loaf. So that's it. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, check us out on the website at www.wildcatsoaps.com. Thank you very much.